After 116 days of marching, law enforcement sitting down to listen to protesters. The National Black Police Association hosted that meeting. It's believed to be the first of its kind in Milwaukee between activists and law enforcement. Sean Gallagher takes us inside an emotional and passionate event.
Protesters in Milwaukee have been marching for months looking for change. Monday, they sat down with police to begin identifying what that change will look like and how they can begin working together.
Massa is the system now. It's a psychological thing.
Activists in the African American community let police know how they've felt tormented for generations by law enforcement.
The police have a judge, jury, and execution mentality.
But we all got to realize that we traumatized and this system is broken, period. It's not going to work out. Transformation, not reformation. Reimagine.
Everybody's voice is important in this community.
A board made up of African American members of law enforcement say they heard the concerns from the group of African American protesters loud and clear.
Well, I have a front row seat as to being discriminated against, and this is why I fight so hard to prevent it from happening to those in the community and those on this police department.
This is a great step if we can implement ideas that are very transparent.
Well, guess what? We have the same goals.
Acting Chief Michael Brunson isn't afraid to admit the injustices that have existed in policing and remain present to this day.
Anybody who's a police professional or a police officer who can't admit that policing in our country was a perpetrator of racial injustice and a defender of that is not being honest, frankly.
But this meeting was about more than just airing out grievances.
We need to come together and finally come up with a plan, a strategic plan that's going to benefit our communities.
Brunson mentioned 2 new protocols they're adding as a result of the protesters' voices, banning chokeholds and filing a report anytime a gun is displayed or pointed at someone. And Brunson was accepting to the idea from protesters about coming together to collaborate.
We would be crazy not to engage. We have the same goals. Different ways to get there, different entities, but it's the same goals. Improving safety in this community.
You work for the people here, and to ensure that the people here in this community, that they feel safe under your leadership, that they feel respected under your leadership, and that they feel valued under your leadership. And that what we see now is not a continuation of what we will see as years to come.
Acting Chief Brunson says they plan on holding these meetings monthly so they can continue the dialogue. In Milwaukee, Sean Gallagher, TMJ4 News.